open up the Friday show with a copyright strike on the Facebook side of things. Love it. I have the copyrights to the song, Facebook. Chill out. Welcome, everybody. How you doing? Friday show. We have a good lineup for you today. Let me unmute myself in Discord over here. The never-failing, ever-loyal DX the LB. Welcome to the pre-show, buddy. How you doing?
I am back, and how's my audio?
You're good. You're sounding good.
Well, that's good because, as I was just mentioning in the chat, by the way, I like that music, by the way.
Facebook didn't, but I do as well. It's a good song. Yeah.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I had to switch to Windows 10 because Windows 7 just kept on freezing up on me, and I just couldn't do anything with it, so...
Yeah, that's frustrating. I was having a lot of problems with Windows 7 myself. And when I rebuilt this computer, it has magically become better. My thoughts are because I put the RAM in different slots. It's the only thing I can think of that I did differently when I rebuilt the computer was I put the RAM in different slots on the motherboard. So maybe my RAM slots were not good or something. I don't know. But it's still not an excuse to stay on Windows 7. I need to get off of Windows 7.
Well, from time to time, I usually use one of those air compressor things on my computer just to de-dust it, you know?
Yeah, heck yeah, gotta at least every few months is what I like to do. When I took my graphics card out, obviously I had to take everything out, but when I took my graphics card out specifically, I had never been able to really get inside of its fan, really. Like, I'd blow compressed air into, like, the nooks and crannies and try to get the dust out of the heatsink and whatnot, but I never had a chance to really, like, manhandle the card since I've purchased this computer. It's, it's only a year old. So, when I took the graphics card out, the little, area inside the fan's like a little mini jet engine, and it looks like it's got like this little like area inside of it, and I don't know if you've ever seen a cotton candy machine, but basically it had like the inside, it looks like the insides of a cotton candy machine, and lo and behold, over the past year it had spun up some like disgusting cobweb action that was really gross, but looked exactly like cotton candy if cotton candy was brown and gross. So that's cool.
You'd reckon the cotton candy machines down there at the Spring Fair right now in RuneScape would be brown and dusty by now, eh? Been there for about 6 or 7 weeks.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Did you use 2 RAM slots next to each other? No. I used one in each of the slots on the different boards, but that's how it originally was. These slots are color coded. They're brown, and then the rest of them are like there's two brown ones, and the rest of them are like blue. And the 2 brown ones were the ones that were filled, as you would expect. Those are like the default. Like, I think those are the ones that are supposed to be filled. But I moved them to one of the blue ones, and my computer has been running like infinitesimally smoother since I've done that, which makes no sense whatsoever. But I don't know. I'm going to upgrade my RAM soon anyway. Stop ruining cotton candy. Cotton candy ruined itself when it was made of 99.9% sugar. Anyway.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with cotton candy, by the way. I like my missing teeth.
More power to you, I suppose. I guess there's a reason why I've never had a cavity in my life. But I'm not drawn to sugars. I'm drawn to those salts and fats. So, great teeth, not so great waistline. Anyway,
I know what waistline means, man.
All right, so we have a pretty decent show today. We're going to talk a little bit more about Menophos. We have some other posts to throw in there as well. Of course, we're coming up on the release of Menophos, coming up on Monday the 5th. So
Monday, man, the hype is real.
Great. That's the literal point of cotton candy. I suppose so, but I'm just ruining cotton candy. I'm just that old fuddy-duddy, I suppose, that thinks sweets are a waste of time. I've never been a sweets fan.
Mate, I'm a junk food master, man. I love my junk food.
Doesn't surprise me. All right. So I think we're pretty much ready to jump into the show here. It's not a horribly long docket, but it's a good one nonetheless. Excited to talk about Menophos one last time before it becomes a tangible entity within the game. I had some PSAs that I wanted to make that I can't remember, which is fantastic. So if in the middle of the show we decided to do some impromptu PSAs, that is why. I had a couple I had that I wanted to say, but I didn't write them down in time, and now they're floating in the free space in the null sector portions of my brain, which is off limits to conscious thought, unfortunately. So we will dive into that from there, I suppose. And let me just double check all my writings here. It is the second. It is the tooth. I was literally gonna say this. The tooth. Oh God, help me. This is what happens when your breakfast is infused. All right. PSAs look good.
Just for those people, Preslick has just released a new comic. It's regarding Menophos, so if you want to check that out at the Prezel on Twitter. Nice. And I also posted it in the live Discord chat, so
yeah. Toss it in our Discord for sure. If you want to join our Discord, that's discord.runeweek.com. This is going to be an interesting show today, I have a feeling. All right, let us kick it off here. I actually don't even have the music queued up for the show because I'm super professional. I played a new track this morning, which is new to my record label that I get my music from, and I liked it.
That was a really cool track.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was actually I took both of the tracks, the vocal and the instrumental, and I think I did a really good job of making them mesh together without sounding like they were actually two separate tracks. And I made like one long 5-minute intro out of it, and I'll probably use it occasionally. It's a little bit longer than our old one, so I don't want to, for people who don't like to wait, don't want to do it every time. But I liked it. It was a good song. Okay, I've got the real music queued up now for the intro. We don't ruin my own ears or the audience's. All right. Okie dokie. I think we're pretty much ready to go here. In 3, 2, 1. You're listening to Runescape Weekly for 6/2/2017. I'm your host, Magebit, with over 15 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is DX the LB, and on today's show, TLDW, Menophos Q&A, Reputation, and more. RuneFest lore requests, Golden Path Challenge, HSR spec revealed. Oops, I sold my HSR. Reminder, no comp planing. Comp is too hard. We are being lied to. And why we have a low amount of new players. Thank you for tuning into this edition of RuneScape Weekly. And enjoy the show. Welcome back for another edition of RuneScape Weekly. Magebit here. Joining me today is DX. How you doing, DX?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I couldn't be on last week's show, unfortunately. It was last minute situations down here which couldn't be helped. So, but It was nice that people were talking about me in the chat. I did see bits of I haven't listened to the whole show yet, but I did see a lot.
We're
of
always willing. Here at
me,
RuneScape Weekly, we're always willing to talk about you behind your back.
Thanks. But while we're talking behind people's back, I might as well let people know straight off the bat that for those people that like to play the Cards Against Humanity online clone game, which is Pretend You're Zizzy or whatever it's called,
yep.
I am actually working on a RuneScape Against Humanity deck.
I would love to play that. That sounds fun.
I've actually put some teaser images in the general chat and Discord, so if you need to have a look at it, it's in there. Some pictures are in there. They're
nice.
Really, really funny.
Yeah, I'd love to contribute when if I think of anything, I'll let you know. I think.
Oh, by all means.
I think I make a cameo in the deck, a cameo appearance, which makes me happy.
Yeah,
of course.
Mage Box is in there. Magebit is in there.
Tickles my narcissism, so I'm happy.
It tickles my narcissism too. I'm in there as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're making the deck though, so it's fair to salute to yourself, I suppose. So, besides RuneScape Cards Against Humanity, you been doing anything in game as of late?
Yeah, I've been continuing on the Clue Scroll series. I'm having a lot of fun doing that too, and also embarrassed myself doing a what's that Shattered Worlds run? But I think it was Fatty 420 challenged me to do a session using the magic spell because I'm a noob with the magic spell.
Yeah. And
I only managed to get four parts of that done before I got killed.
Fair enough. Hey, at least you gave it a try. And I believe you have a video of you doing it up on your channel. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. It's on my DXLB YouTube channel.
Yeah, definitely check that out. That was it was a good watch.
Much to be embarrassed myself. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Exactly.
Speaking of embarrassing myself, man, yesterday I did a Clue Scroll thing. It was the first time I'd done it here in Windows 10. I got lost in the Mort Maya swamp, and I took my rage out on the ghasts because they just kept on swarming me.
Yeah. Oh, the impotent rage that is DXTLB.
Impotent rage.
Beating up poor ghasts. Like, come on, man. Well, you got some PSAs for us?
Yes, I do. The minigame Spotlight is currently on Fishing Trawler. The Circus is currently located at Cathaby. The free Solomon General Store item for June is the Sky Jump Teleport, so I suggest pick that up because that's usually about 400 rune coins.
Yeah,
so.
snag it.
Mod Timbo has added a kilogram teleport to the Luck of the Dwarves, which is currently undergoing QA testing, so we're going to get somewhere new to teleport to on that one.
Ooh.
And congratulations to Soup in Old School RuneScape for being the first person to complete the new Inferno there. It took him just over 1 3/4 hours.
Craziness. So
imagine that.
I haven't really I really should have put this in today's docket, to be fair. If there's any old school RuneScapers out there who want me to talk about the whatever this is, the Inferno, toss me a link or whatever. Let me know in chat. We don't have a huge listener base that I know of that cares about old school RuneScape, but this kind of sounds interesting. So yeah, let me know if anyone's interested in hearing about that. But yeah, wow. So it takes almost 2 hours to complete. So akin to like the fight killing back in the day, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they were going for here. I have no idea what any of the rewards or anything are like, but I know they had a pretty sweet competition going on, if I remember correctly. Like I think the first couple people to complete it will both be rewarded with lifetime membership or something to the game. So there were some pretty like hefty prizes for the first couple people to complete it. So if that's true, then Soup should have received some sort of pretty nice prize there for being the first.
You realize, right?
It.
You realize, right? If he does get lifetime RuneScape membership, he should bot.
I don't think it absolves.
He's not gonna get banned for lifetime membership.
I don't think it's a get out of jail free card. How funny would that be? It's like win lifetime membership, get banned for life. Like that is the ultimate irony right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, quality stuff.
Only I could think of something like that.
That's why we keep you around, for sure.
Thanks.
Damn those OSRS escapers. The OSRS made fire cape. So it's curious. I'm curious to know. I'm always curious to see what old school RuneScape's doing because there's always the chance that it could rub off on RuneScape 3. So we like to keep an eye on them, but I just can't play them. Anyway.
Hey, do you realize we had rooftop agility before old school RuneScape?
Oh, really?
Yes. Go to Al Kharid. You can do rooftop agility there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Diamond Interrupt series. Is it Sorrow? No, it's not Sorrow. It's Ozan's. The Ozan series.
Ozan's Quest series. Anyway,
there you go.
Speaking of Ozan's Quest series, why don't we talk about the desert a little more in depth, DX?
Great segue.
Thank you. I try. We have some more information in regards to Menophos, as Jagex held a Menophos Q&A this Tuesday, and we learned a little bit about the reputation system and some other interesting stuff. So here, let's just recap with some general information before we jump into the reputation system and all that fun stuff. Again, Menophos coming out this Monday, June 5th, so prepare for that if you haven't already. There's not much time left to do so, but don't worry.
You're gonna do a live stream?
Heck yeah. We will definitely. There's a reason why I've been like gone. I don't know if you follow us in game, if you're in our clan chat or you're just friends with me, you'll notice that I have been gone for the past week and a half, and that is pretty much not because I've been anywhere. I'm just starving myself from RuneScape. I'm logged in today, and I'll probably log in this weekend, but like I've been starving myself for the past week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Like I wanted to do 2 weeks, I couldn't do it. I failed. I was gonna do a 2-week fast from RuneScape, but the best I could do was like 1 week, like 4 days. So whatever.
And you host a RuneScape show.
So, point being is I wanted to be fresh when I came into Menophos, and I feel fresh enough. Good enough.
Okay.
The old RuneScape motto, good enough. So, I'm ready for Monday, and my goal is, if Menophos is great, we are going to be doing like a live stream from like sun up to sundown. Shifting, basically that is banking upon shifting tombs being good. I'm pretty sure Harley's going to be there with me. We may even do a 24-hour live stream. Like, it could very well maybe that we hand the baton off midway through the day, and she does her own stream. We may stream simultaneously. She may take over for me later in the day. Who knows? Things could happen for sure. But my goal is, if Shifting Tombs is fun, if Menophos is fun, I've got a good at least 10-hour live stream in me. I mean, when Invention this is basically akin to the Invention release of last year, and I streamed for 18 hours straight that day. So if it captures me like Invention captured me forcefully, because I needed my Magscape back. So if Menophos has a similar allure to it, it's very well possible we could see, a 10-20 hour live stream. But, no promises. Just, if it is good, then I will definitely, I've reserved the entire day to just kind of be glued to Menophos. So let's just hope for the best here. It sounds pretty good. Let's, again, cover some basics here. So to get in, you're going to need to have completed Diamond in the Rough, Stolen Hearts, and Jack of Spades, which I believe is an upcoming quest for the release. I assume that quest will be no more than like an intermediate to moderate quest, so, nothing difficult, as the city's requirements are overall not that difficult. So, and I don't anticipate that they would have the entry quest be, any more difficult. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, so Jack of Spades upcoming, I believe. I'm a quest noob, so if I'm wrong and they've just reworked a quest and renamed it and I'm an idiot, let me know. But moving along, general information. Graphically reworked the desert and content within it. So we're looking at a complete rework of the Kadarian Desert. I don't know if they showed any pictures of it. There are none here that I can see. So they might be keeping that under the wraps, which is fine, but I'm curious to know what they're going to do with that desert, and if we're going to see the weather system sneak its way in. God help us if the weather system is an expansion, but the weather system, this would be a great introduction to the weather system right here into the desert with sandstorms and stuff like that, as they were specifically mentioning
sandstorms.
That. Yeah, they specifically mentioned sandstorms as one of the examples at RuneFest when they were pitching the idea of a weather system, and this would be an interesting time, and maybe even a new distraction and diversion that could be a part of the Menophos release if they wanted to. It's complete speculation. I'm just saying, hey, here's a way to get the weather system in without it being, kind of silly. And
look who's joined us.
Yes, Alea Storm, thank you very much. Oh, and Pernasius is also here. Welcome. How you doing?
He is. Yeah, not too bad.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Fashionably late, just the way I like it.
You missed 3/4 of the show already.
No, Mage said about 11 o'clock. I said I'd be on in about half an hour, so pretty close. But my computer is actually really. I can't even open show notes. And it's taken 11 minutes for RuneScape to open.
You caught my computer's disease.
I'm not sure what's going on, but it's my RAM is running at 96%.
What the dickens?
It's
what OS are you running
on a daily basis? My RAM,
Windows 10.
My RAM's at 93% right now, but I'm streaming.
Yeah, but mine never gets above
you're not streaming right now, so you shouldn't have your RAM.
I jump up sometimes to 72, 73%, but it generally hovers around that sort of 55, 60%.
Proof that 16 gigs of RAM is not enough if you're a streamer.
I'm using only 16% RAM, by the way.
You're also not streaming. But yeah, I mean, when Windows isn't running or anything, you shouldn't be using that much RAM for sure. When you're just running Windows and nothing else. I
think it seems to be Chrome has just seemed to be sucking a lot of juice lately.
What I did to Chrome was I unchecked its option to run in the background, so it couldn't run unless I have Chrome open. And that cut. Now, services like Hangouts and stuff will stop working, but it will save you like 33% of your freaking memory. So if you don't use any of Google's services when the browser isn't open, then
the only Google thing I use is
tick that
email.
option. Tick that option, and it will save you a bunch of freaking memory. It also ruins a lot of Chrome's like alert features and stuff like that, but I don't personally care. Anyway, let me continue on and move into some general information real quick again regarding Menophos. We're in the very early stages of just kind of recapping Menophos here for everyone. And
that's the TLDR, is it?
Yeah, we're doing the TLDR for the Q&A. Yeah. Just we're in the general information.
Just so I know where I'm up to. Yeah. Sorry, everyone, for interrupting you now.
No problem.
Let's get back to our regular show.
The show got immediately better the fact that the second you arrived. So,
thank you.
So it's okay if we had to take a minute to get back on track here. All right, so graphically we work the desert, as I mentioned, blah, 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 maybe the weather system. So I was kind of speculating this would be a good opportunity to toss the weather system in here, as in, like, into the desert specifically, with kind of like, oh, hey, look, new weather system, okay, cool, let's look at this distraction and diversion thing, look, there's sandstorms and stuff. But I don't know, I'm trying my hardest to, like, shoehorn the weather system into anywhere that isn't an expansion. Because I don't
Wouldn't
think
it be cool if it was a camel warrior that was hidden in there in the sandstorm? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, like there could be really cool D&Ds inside of the sandstorms, like the roving packs of elite monsters that get swept up and lost.
Roving camels.
Yeah, they get lost in the sandstorm and they end up in just like random places. Yeah, that'd be interesting, stuff like that. I would love to see stuff like that, but again, just speculation. Achievements have been added for Menophos to help guide players along, so the achievements are going to guide you in a linear path here, it sounds like, which is probably good for people of the tier that the city is meant for, if you ask me. So saying, as Sudabash points out, automatic Reddit volumetric lighting has been actually in-game for quite a while if you know how to enable it. However, it's been disabled. Yep, it's just a feature that they've deemed is not ready for prime time, but you can hack it in. It's just the code, like, yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of flipping the switches, but they just deem it to not be optimized for most machines, and it would obviously cause severe instability in your client, depending on your hardware, I would assume.
Mod Shorty actually showed off some volumetric lighting on one of his recent tweets, because he was demonstrating the skybox thing, but with volumetric lighting.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Chrome does indeed eat RAM. Will, oh, I hate it. It's a necessary evil, but like I feel like I shouldn't need to have double the amount of RAM just because I want to use Chrome. So of course, NPCs will have unique interactions and dialogues, sometimes depending on your reputation inside of the city, which we'll get to later. Amnesty, of course, completionist requirements have been postponed for 3 months, so you'll have 3 months to get any of those comp requirements in before you lose your capes. And there's a collection system similar to the ARC's collection system. You'll complete and discover a variety of content that is specific to Menophos. You'll locate and find different cats scattered around the city and whatnot. So that's a little thing. So again, similar to the ARC journal, you're going to see something like that. Basically comp cape fodder, as I like to call it. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a little colloquial term. But yeah, that's just stuff basically to make people with comp have a reason to log in and continue playing the game in a mid-level city when they, would probably like to be doing other things. But I think it does add a level of challenge. It forces you to see the content. It's similar in the fact that, like, you can't fly in WoW until you've reached a certain, like, level of completion, and I think that's fair. You shouldn't be able to just skip over content before you've actually had a chance to see the content, and that goes for completionists and then max capers as well. Just because you don't meet the level, or just because you far exceed level requirements doesn't mean you shouldn't try the content and see it, and yada yada yada. You don't need to hack it in. Clicking on the auto set graphics button did it if your PC was deemed good enough. Really? Surprised. So, like, what do you need to do that then? Like, I want to turn on volumetric lighting. Why can't I? Like, if I just auto do it, I mean, my PC should be good enough. But maybe it's not. Unless you have, like, the freaking 1080 Ti with the new Core i9 in there that isn't even released yet. I don't know how the hell you got it enabled and I didn't. Anyway, skilling, of course. Corrupted and Devourer Slayer tasks will be more common than Gemstone Dragon tasks, so that's interesting to note.
I've still got a Gemstone Dragon task right now for my Slayer.
I never even bothered. I saw the negative reception and was like, Slayer. So these new Corrupted and Devourer tasks are, of course, part of the new Slayer dungeon that's coming in with the city. So it sounds like getting those tasks within the city will be more common than whatever the rarity of a Gemstone Dragon task is. I don't know, because I don't slay yet. I'll probably be slaying come Monday. Shifting Tombs multiplayer provides about 10% more XP than solo can. That was an interesting little bit of information, and I think that's completely fair. The mods on the live stream are very hesitant to admit that Shifting Tombs would, of course, be better with a group than solo. And I don't understand why they were so reluctant to say that when that's just logically makes sense. Like, in what situation would a group of players would not be able to complete something faster than a single person? I would say 9 out of 10 times the group of people is going to, make the, more likely the other ones are going, that's all I got to say about that. But for real, like, Why be like afraid of that? Because the audience is gonna freak out that I gotta play with friends. It's an MMO and I gotta play with friends. What's that shit? Like,
well, it's like dungeoneering. I mean, obviously the best XP is when you run out of 5, but
of course
I did 99% of mine solo. That's the way I preferred it. I don't mind the less XP. Same as this. I'll do 99% of it solo,
probably.
but I don't care if someone gets a bit more XP just because they're doing it as a group. As long as I can do it solo, I'm happy.
And if Shifting Tombs is good, we will be running teams all Monday. So hopefully it's good, but maybe it's not. So feel free to join our Shifting Tombs team if you want. But maybe the game sucks.
After the Shattered Worlds debacle, I'm not holding much hope. But I mean, I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised.
Me too. Listen. If you want Cynic, I already have like a plan B lined up. Like Sudwood and I are gonna go play WoW for the rest of the summer. He's getting me into it with Refer a Friend. Gonna get me a level 100 account. Like I've already got an exit plan if Menophos is bad. Believe you me. But I am really hoping it's good. Because as much as I want to play World of Warcraft, especially with all that bonus experience, I also would really like to see RuneScape get some awesome new content to play. So, yeah, I'm
first person mode. Wouldn't that be cool?
I'm hopefully optimistic as well. First person mode in RuneScape would be, right now, I think a disaster, but I want to see. I want to see VR. You're gonna derail me here for a second, but I want to see RuneScape in VR. But I want to see it from a top-down view. Like I want to see as if I'm in a helicopter and I'm able to kind of zoom around my character and assess the situation. Like that's how I would want RuneScape to work in VR. Anyway, we don't need to go down that road at this exact second. Maybe put a pin in that because I like that idea. So let's see here. What do we got going on? Shifting Tombs. Plover birds are around Sophanum.
Thank you to the Ark, because the plover birds are birds on the Ark that could be found there.
Are they super rare or something? Like, why do they need a second place to be? Is it like is there any reasoning behind that, or just because?
Plover bird.
Is it just because they wanted a mid-level hunter creature there? Is that, and they didn't want to make a new model? Okay, fine.
Yep, just makes it easier.
Luminous Wisps will be located right next to the Energy Rift. So,
well, that's good because they really needed to be moved for a while now because they've been so far away from the main Energy Rift. So it's good that they're being moved.
Yeah, they've given people a reason who are probably higher than Luminous Wisps a reason to go back to do Luminous Wisps, considering this will probably be easier to manage than the ones that are further away. So that's interesting. Every building is accessible. That's really cool. That makes me so happy to hear. You don't even know. There's nothing I hate more than like a beautiful city that you can't go inside any of the buildings.
I know. Looks great.
Alcarid.
I know. Yeah, Alcarid is a beautiful example of that. It looks awesome, and like 90% of it you can't go inside. I'm like, oh, it's so dumb. That basically tells me that it's just like staging material. Like that breaks my immersion. Completely breaks my immersion. Always has since I was a little kid.
What if we go upstairs, outside the doors of Alcarid, and just use the knock-eat mode? Maybe someone will open the door for us.
You knock on it, just falls over because it's fake. Let's see here. A large number of exam info has been added to Menophos as well. So
that's good. I like that.
Yeah, people like examines, and that's apparently a RuneScape staple. So it's good to have.
It hasn't been recent times.
You're right. It seems as though as of late, the people kind of went by the wayside, the developers, with that, and people noticed, which is interesting. Voice acting has been added.
So they did say when they developed this that they wanted to add more of that examined text, but they would see how they went with time. So actually hearing that, it sounds like it gives me a bit more optimism because it doesn't sound like they've rushed. If they've actually had time to do examined texts, it means that they've pretty much locked everything in.
Yeah.
As well as they should be able to. So it doesn't sound like, oh Jesus, we've got to release this on Monday. Let's just slam everything together now and get it out there. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Fingers crossed indeed. Voice acting has been added to some parts of Menophos, and that's another thing. The fact that they've had the time to voice act some things also tells me that they had some extra time laying around. Now they mentioned that they didn't voice act everything or the quest. this is more things like "Hello, adventurer" and "Goodbye, adventurer," things like that, like little just things to add immersion, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, using voices that don't really match the kind of area.
I have to say that you're right, but I have to say that even those little I would much rather have a fully voice acted quest, but those little like bursts of voice acting actually do add some level of immersion that I think if you can't do the full voice acting thing, that they're definitely worth doing. So I'm happy about that. They of course also mentioned that there will be multiple Easter eggs hidden throughout the city, so keep an eye out for those, of course. Moving along here. To the quest and storyline here. So, general information. Entry quests will allow new players to get caught up to speed and still participate in the expansion. The final quest will require all the desert storyline quests. And the library competition has been led to a number of entries that further the lore in-game. So we've actually had some entries here created by players that actually further lore events that have already existed in-game, which is interesting, to say the least. But, that's fun. I'm curious here. It says the final quest will require all desert storyline quests. For those of you who don't know, the only reason why I don't own a quest cape is because of the Do No Evil quest.
You need to do that.
So apparently I need to do that, like this weekend. So
it's not hard.
If it's not hard, it's not hard. I rage quitted it, and that's the problem. Is stopping a quest in the middle of starting it and then.
I can never do that because
so
just
hard.
trying to get remembering where you're up to, and
exactly.
trying to get back into it.
Trying to get back into it's really hard. Like you get it. Like so.
I have no problem with it.
Well, I do. I have a problem.
I've had quests where I haven't been able to complete them, and I will sit there for a week until I finish it, not do anything else because I just have to get it done. Because I know that the day I just forget about it, I will never get back to it.
So
that reminds me, I need to finish Slisky's endgame.
if I can muster it, I'm going to try to do a live stream on Sunday to just get the quest out of the way before the release of this quest. It's generally how just always how it goes. Is I put it off until the last second. So I will wait until Sunday, and if the panic is great enough, then I will live stream the quest. So we can complete the new quest upon its release on Monday. So I don't think it's gonna bar us from completing the quest. I assume it's gonna be more like a While Gothic Sleeps scenario or the World Wakes scenario where you just can't claim all the lore rewards and all the actual physical rewards from it. Like I assume it's gonna be more like that. But I want
you'll miss out on some text or things like that.
But as somebody who's live streaming it, that's the last thing you want is to miss out on some. People want to see that stuff. So.
That's right.
I am going to do my best, and my best is not very good, let's all be honest, but I'm going to try to muster up the energy to tackle that quest on Sunday. We'll see. See how it goes. Let's see here. So the library competition, of course, led to a number of new entries in the lore. That also interests me as well. What do you think about letting the players write lore like that? Do you think this was an instance of, we were going to get around to writing it, they basically wrote it for us, or do you think that they've actually let people take some creative liberties here?
I think they just wanted to see what people come up with and such. I'd hate to think it was done out of laziness, but I think they just said, because we do have a big player base that is so passionate about the lore, and and I think they'll go through it very carefully to make sure it fits in, and they're not going to try and retrofit anything. If it doesn't fit, it'll be rejected. But I think I think it's an interesting way, and it's good to get some interaction off the player base as well, and get some sort of excitement and interest about Menophos happening, especially being a mid-level, a mainly mid-level area other than Slayer. I think it should help out a lot.
I'm really hoping that Menophos does not just become the mid-level Slayer city. I'm hoping it has more to it than that. If that's all that it has, that's not to say that it failed.
No. What I'm saying, it's sort of the mid-level city with high-level Slayer.
Gotcha.
So I think that this, the only reason high-level players are going to go there for Slayer, and everything else will be mid-level.
I'm really hoping Shifting Tombs pushes the border of mid-level, or is good for long-term gaining of things. I don't know. We'll see. So let's see.
Who
Good idea.
Who does the main lore anyway in RuneScape? Just out of curiosity, that Timbo or somebody?
I believe Mon Osborne
used to be Osborne.
is in head.
Yeah, that's it.
He's the head, but there are lots of people who develop the lore. Anyone who writes quests basically gets to develop the lore. But yeah, Osborne is I think the one who gets maybe the final say. Yeah, on it.
Right. Okay.
But so there are two different types of quests that are coming out with this expansion. There are normal quests that you would expect and city quests, which we'll get to in a second. Normal quests include Jack of Spades, which grants access to the city of Menophos, Fight Club, which is unlocked behind the city reputation system, spelled like a Menophyte, but of course we get the pun. Krondis Quest. They don't mention if this is actually on release or in the part of the expansion later on. I'm not sure. And another quest called Our Man in the North. Again, no real information on those two, if those are working titles or actually coming on. I don't think they're coming on release. Yep.
One thing I do want to point out that it will be the 6th of June, and this will be only the second quest we've had this year. So the only quest we had this year is a Penguin quest.
Oh yeah,
that was our so-called mystery quest. Heard nothing about the Evil Dave quest since sort of that was spoken about. Got all that beautiful artwork early last year.
Maybe that man in the north is Evil Dave.
You never know.
He
is pretty.
But
north.
Still, for a game that is so renowned for its epic quests, so different to every other game, to be halfway through the year, basically, halfway through the year, and to only have one quest release has been very. I think that's part of the reason why I'm sort of a bit disillusioned with the game at the moment, because it's sort of those type of things, just that exploration type thing of quests and things just hasn't been there.
Well, hopefully all of that's been saved for the major expansions and not just left out. And I think that's been more the plan here. Is the first half of the year has been really dry, but we should expect it to be really dry when we
and that's
3 extra large updates coming.
That's right, and that's why I've sort of felt, well, okay, we're going to give them that 6 months because of what they said, and that's why I was also very worried when they sort of took on and said they're going to do 3 in basically 6 months. But as I said, we'll wait and see what happens, and fingers crossed. It's all good, but that's the perfect time to have these bottle quests, which you're using assets that are already there, nice and quick, easy to do, and such.
The bottle quest
should have taken advantage of that.
The bottle quest idea seems to have just gotten thrown out as quickly as it was tossed in, which is really sad. Because I really
tossed the baby out with the bathwater.
They really did. They really did.
But that's the disappointing thing, because I mean this is the perfect opportunity to do things like that, and they just didn't seem to take advantage of it.
Well, hopefully we'll see some good questing content coming this summer. No guarantees, but it would be nice, to say the least. We also have these little city quests, which to me just reads fetch quests, but I'll read it off here. It says, so objective, complete a task by delivering items, skilling, or combat. Miniature versions of quests that deliver story to the player. NPCs will have an icon above their head. There will be no minimap icon, indicating they are a city quest. City quests are not a daily, however, they require game participation to unlock more. So it's like a hybrid version of a fetch quest. It uses fetch quest mechanics, but also delivers a shot of lore with it each time. So it appeals maybe to somebody in that sense. It's I don't know. It just sounds like you're trying to take the idea of fetch questing and maybe sweeten it with the little bit of a lore injection. And I'm seeing through your bullshit, because I can see the turd inside of this, which is fetch quest. I don't like fetch quests.
That's what I sort of worry about. That I don't want to see our quests go down
turn
that
into
path.
this.
Yeah.
Me either. So I don't think that this. I don't think that this is trying to. I think this is trying to create a system that is similar to distractions and diversions, but is avoiding the dailyscape issue that we currently have. But by doing that has also maybe inadvertently created fetch questing. I don't know. Or maybe they were just too lazy to come up with original mechanics, so they were just like, hey, well, fetch questing will work for now until people realize what it is. But I don't know. But I am not crazy about the initial idea, but we'll see how it works in practice. It could work a lot better in practice than I'm giving it credit for. It just looks like
that's right. And if they're only little basic things that are sort of similar to a daily, but just little things you can do to add a little bit of lore, and they don't take a lot to do, that's fine. But as long as they don't sort of say, oh, but look at all these quests you gave you, and we only end up with a 2 or 3 for the entire year of real quests. That's what I don't want to see.
Yeah, that would be bad, and I, again, don't think this is what they're aiming for, but it's a slippery slope. You got to be careful. Even if it wasn't your initial intentions, you don't want it to be somebody else's, where they're like, ooh, I figured out something we can use your little system here for, and we never have to write a quest again. Ha-ha! Yeah, that would be bad. Anyway, so that's City Quests, which is debatable at the moment if you ask me, but they really, really apologized for it. I don't mean apologize in the sense of we're sorry, but they were being apologists for it on the live stream. Like, they were really trying to make it sound better than I'm making it sound, which is why I'm actually naturally suspicious. Like, when they come out of the gate defensive, I'm gonna immediately be thinking that there's something up here. So I don't know. We'll see. Where did the bottle quests go? I don't know. Someone dropped the bottles into the ocean, so probably somewhere near the Ushanko Isles. Clever, Zenel. City quest rewards, Menophyte gift offerings, a loot crate that provides loot from a drop table. So that's what these city quests will reward you with, is these little chests that have a roll on them. There's small, medium, and large chests, the ability to turn them in for reputation as well, and a guaranteed reward from city quests, but also obtained through shifting tombs. And you can also just gain skill experience as well. So you have these little gift boxes as well as skill experience. What's in those boxes, of course, is up for debate. They've said they are items that will be useful for people of all, playing brackets, but we'll see. They tend to get that very wrong. So yeah, we'll see. Finally here, we have a reputation system coming into the game, because everybody loves reputation systems. So of course, 4 factions: Imperial, Port, Merchant, and Worker, and interfaces provided displaying reputation in each faction and overall city faction reputation. So you have your reputation, which allows you to collect faction reputation and overall reputation. Aligning with a faction allows you to gain reputation with them, and you can gain reputation by skilling, combat, city quest, etc. And there are unique rewards gained from each individual faction. Rewards unlock new content such as a grand exchange, new quests, etc., and of course, titles. Everybody loves titles. So
I thought they were going to drop off with the titles.
So you're saying city quests might be shitty quests? Yes. Yes. Shitty quests, thank you. But say that again, DX?
I thought they were dropping. I thought they were going easier on the titles because there was too many, titles being awarded and stuff.
They said that, yeah, a while ago. It's been a while since since people have cried Titlescape, but I love titles, so I don't have a problem with it. It's the same as people crying Petscape. Yeah, it's the same as people crying Petscape.
Was last year, so we're going back to Titlescape this year.
We had Titlescape, we had Petscape, then we had Plushiescape. And I don't know if I'm ready to go back to Titlescape.
Wasn't that last year, Plushiescape?
Yes, Plushiescape was also last year. We had a
Did you get your yak plushie off this event?
I have not been back to the fair.
That reminds me, that goes this Monday. So you've got until Monday to go to the spring fair.
That's good to know. I should do all the tokens that have been given to me each day. Mm-hmm. I will do that today after the show, probably. Anyway, so City Quest rewards seem alright, but let's talk a little bit more about the factions inside of the reputation system. So again, the Imperial, Port, and Merchant Workers. I wish they would give us a little bit more detail on those.
Hey, wouldn't that be funny if the Imperial music in the background was
Yeah.
This faction reputation sounds very much like Zaya in old school.
It sounds like every MMO ever is what it sounds like. Factions have been around. Like, I think World of Warcraft was the first MMO to do like a real good MMO faction system, but faction systems have been around since RPGs have been around.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is just, in my opinion, this is just boring mechanics that have been around as long as I've been alive. But if it's done well, it could be done well. Who knows?
Yeah. Apparently, they are good over in old school. So, and as we said, if I don't care if they bring stuff from old school, that it's good and fun. So,
yeah,
we do see around over there. So.
If the unlocks are interesting and the process in which unlocking things is also interesting, then the reputation system will inherently be interesting. It's just a matter of them actually doing that, that's hard. It's hard to make such a simple system interesting, so I wish them luck. An interface is provided, displaying a reputation for each faction and overall city reputation. Collect faction reputation and overall reputation. Aligning with a faction allows you to gain reputation with them. Gain reputation by skilling in a combat. All the fun stuff in the city, basically. So I guess I'm most excited for what could come from this, I guess. I care more about what this unlocks within the city, and also like aligning with specific factions, right? Like if I align with one faction, can I align with another faction immediately after? Is there a cooldown? Is there a penalty for switching factions? Like what are the details here? If you have to align to a faction, then what are the benefits of aligning to one faction versus another? These are all interesting.
I think they mentioned at one stage you probably should stay with the faction until you've maxed it out and then switch.
I think I remember them saying that as well, DX.
But you can have 100% in all different factions at the same time. So it's not gonna. It's not like, okay, if I start building up faction reputation with this faction, I'm going to lose it in another one. Yeah.
Which also would make sense if like one faction is attacking another faction or doing something negative to another faction. But yeah, it sounds like that their goal here is to make sure you can play through all of them, and they want you to play through all of them, I assume, for the completionist cape and all that fun stuff. So there you go. That is the Q&A for Menophos. Thanks, of course, Time Rubik for his continued service producing these. So we are only days away from this. Any open discussions or any points or thoughts you want to bring up about Menophos before we continue on down the golden path of this show? Good.
Do you remember one of the I think it was the Q&As on Menophos? They actually showed an altar, a rune crafting altar there. You don't suppose the soul altar might sneak its way into this?
I am willing to pretty much like disassemble something valuable that I can't think of at the moment, if it is like they were placeholders that they were using inside of Shifting Tombs, and I really think people read way too into that. I could be wrong, but I really feel like people took that and ran with the whole soul altar idea. And again, I think Menophos is a great place for the soul altar, but the soul altar is a like 99 tier rune crafting like area, and probably doesn't belong in a level 50 area. That's all that I really have to say is in regards to that.
That's a very good point, actually.
I think a lot of people don't want to think about that. Well, and also back when that idea was circulating around, people didn't also know that the requirements to Menophos were going to be so low. It had been speculated and talked about, but there was still a chance that Menophos was going to be some high-level city. But those dreams were pretty much crushed, for whoever's dreams those were. I think that mid-level players deserve a place just as much as high-level players do, but,
And high-level players have Prifdinus already,
yes,
so
we do.
We didn't really need
you have a city literally made out of crystal. Go away. I mean, they ain't like, well, their city's made out of gold, and gold's worth more than go kill him. Just get out of here. I'm done. I'm done. Anyway, I am super excited for this. I have to say, like, I haven't been this excited for an update probably since Prifdinus, I would guess.
Since Prifdinus.
Because I have to say, Invention did not bring this type of hype for me. I was immediately I was put off by Invention a lot more so than I am by area updates, I think. I love new areas. So this is going to be fun. It should be a fun live stream. Pern, do you plan on hanging around at all on release, or are you going to take it casually?
I just take it casually, but it just depends. What time it gets released. I have my specialist appointment on Tuesday to go and find out whether they'll approve my operation or not. So yeah, it just depends what time. I won't be in bed too late that day.
I'll probably be live streaming throughout all time zones on Monday. So if you see us live and you're bored, feel free to stop by.
Well, if I don't have to look after my niece, I'll be there.
Yeah, it's good. You better find her. Just tired of something, man. It's Menophos.
Tired of something. I'm sure that's gonna go down really well with her mom.
Well, just around the ankle. So there's no risk of really any major injury. So worst thing that's gonna happen is dangle yourself from something, lose a foot.
It actually stops her. It stops her from getting into any more trouble.
Exactly. If anything, they should be thanking you for such a brilliant parenting. Shut up, phone. Hang on. My phone. Anyway, that happened. So, shall I move along to the next topic here? We have a moderator.
We should be expecting a BTS sometime today as well.
Yeah, we probably won't be streaming long enough for the BTS to come out, if I have to be honest. If I have to guess, but the docket's just not long enough, considering there's nothing to talk about because they haven't updated the game in 2 weeks with anything more than patch notes, which is totally cool, by the way. I mean, it's like one of the largest updates of the year is coming out on Monday. They can have 2 weeks. It's hard to produce a show, so I'm sorry for that. Hey guys, this is a post by Moderaven, by the way. It's called A Lore Unto Ourselves. And it says, hey guys, so I'm currently heading up to the lore talk at RuneFest this year, so I wanted to make sure we were talking about the right topics to get input from you guys earlier rather than later. So I wanted to ask about areas of the lore you would like us to go over. To give you an idea about the format, here's a link to last year's video. Excuse me. The format we generally use is something like this, though this is subject to change. We briefly discuss some of the upcoming storylines, offer little teasers, but keep a lot of the spoilers back. We then pick a theme and offer a few minutes to talk on various elements of that theme. We then open the floor up to general questions. Last year we wanted to chat about some of the lesser-known areas of Gielinor. We talked about the Demon World and Furnace, we spoke about Zenaris and the Enchanted Valley, and we covered Terragard briefly. What would you like to know about this year? Do you want to know about the cosmology of RuneScape? I almost read the word cosmetology there, I'm not going to lie. How the world sits...
there, I thought you were going to say Cosmopolitan, like the Cosmopolitan magazine we got here in Australia.
How the world sits and how the planes operate together? Do you want to know about the races of RuneScape in greater detail? Do you yearn to learn the festival celebrations of Ilujenka? Do you want to know about the Icene laws of hospitality? Or perhaps you want to know more about the vampire families back on Vampirium? Do you want an entire session devoted to the gods, for us to delve into their characterizations and their philosophies, to explain why we treat them as we do and why our gods are different to other gods? I'll be checking here fairly regularly, so please let us know what you want us to talk about. Try and avoid specific questions such as why did X do Y or what happened to Z, because those can always be asked in the Q&A section. Bonus question. Would you be interested in the lore section being longer than the standard 45 mans? If so, how long is too long? So there you go. Is there a too long lore section?
If lore is interesting, it can never be too long. You could go for 3 days if it's interesting and informative and never be too long.
Yeah, it's just about, like, the session itself could be as long as you want, and then, like, if you want to, after the fact, you could break it down into parts for, like, a YouTube series or something, but yeah, that initial session, I would be fine if it was, like, 6 hours long, and then just go back and chop it up and watch it at my leisure. We've been thinking about producing a lore series on the channel, so, it's interesting to think about, like, how long is too long for that type of series.
Imagine if you could do a lore reading like Dr. Seuss or something.
Why would I want to? I mean, that would,
just to make it really hilarious.
That would, as I'm thinking about it, yeah, that would be kind of funny. If that'd be a lot of writing, I have to say, a lot of creative writing to get to that point. But heck yeah! So if you have any questions or topics, broad topics specifically for Moderaven and the lore panel, make sure you hit up this forum post and let them know. I personally, like I said, we've thought about doing a lore series. Like once PVM Perspective has its wings and is fully taken off into season 2, my next kind of thing will probably be to find people who want to do a lore show and whatnot for the channel. So yeah, like I think it's a very valuable thing to have that type of information out there. So this is a great opportunity for us as players to ask the developers things that we don't already know. So if you are a lore hound out there and there are areas of the lore where you think there are large gaps, now's a great chance to ask some good questions. So head over, post, and hopefully we'll be in for an awesome lore talk this year at RuneFest. And
when are we going to get more about the gnomes and find out more about their city and such?
Right? What happened to Arposandra? And
that's the one, Arposandra.
Yeah, isn't it like underground or something? I don't know anything about the gnomes. All I know is that damn Hazelmere Signet Ring took over our show for the past, 2 months. That's all I know about
I'll
gnomes.
tell you, I love our YouTube chat right now. We've got a lead saying, I want Pern to lead a 3-day live stream discussing Menophos' plumbing system.
I said interesting. Plumbing is not interesting.
We've got Xena's counter right here. Aussie plumber like Mario, but with far more C words.
Listen, you want? I got a pipe dream for you right here in regards to Menophos. How about the Golden Path Challenge? Golden Path Challenge is still ongoing, and someone, I believe it was Underking, who brought it up to me. There is a wiki post here that I can actually bring to everyone's attention if you haven't already. Everyone can get in on this, whether you are good at puzzles or not. So again, the Golden Path Challenge here, you can look it up on the wiki, check out the show notes if you want to link to it. The Golden Path Challenge is an alternate reality game and competition that serves as part of the build-up to the release of Menophos, and this was originally released on the 25th of April alongside the Menophos trailer and website. To start the challenge, a news post was published regarding the challenge, and a hint was said to look to the negatives to find the positive, consider it nothing, everything. Menophos, ageless, the infinite city. The first letters of the words is the hint in the results to find the word cinematic, referring to the Menophos cinematic trailer released a month before. 14 seconds into the video, corrupted forms of Het, Scabarus, Apmekin, and Krondus are shown along with text in the Menophite language. The translated text reads bit.ly/go-to-golden-path, which is a shortened link reading to a hidden page on the RuneScape website. The website contains more text written in the Menophite language, with versions in English, German, French, and Brazilian Portuguese. When translated to English, the text reads, "The legend of the Golden Path. The golden city of Menophos stands today as it has for generations, resplendent, affluent, and prosperous. But beneath the surface lies corruption, decay, and destruction. The pharaoh grows richer, while the poor of nearby soften and rot in ditches. Menophos's 4 districts are ruled by 4 leaders, a commander, admiral, worker, and grand vizier, each in some way complicit in the city's desolation. These 4 faction leaders hold the key to riches beyond compare. Dare you embark on the Golden Path Challenge? A once-in-a-lifetime reward awaits the winner. The code is key. Viewing the source code for the page reveals text which is a clue for the sundial to the north of Menophos. Quote, "The path to Menophos shines in the sun." Interacting with the sundial allows the players to rotate the gnomon to the point to the letters in Menophite script. Throughout the challenge, the sundial is used to enter specific words that will allow entry into the associated competition. So again, the competition is to basically discover the 4 faction leaders' names. And so far, 3 of them have been discovered, and you can enter their names under the sundial. And basically right now we're trying to discover who the 4th name is, and once that has been done, the path will be unlocked, and everyone who has done so will receive an in-game item as well as a drawing to, I believe, win some sort of prize. So I have to pull it up here. I forget what the prize actually is. There's 2.
Wasn't the prize tickets to RuneFest?
It might have been RuneFest tickets. I honestly forget, but that makes sense. Prizes include Menophos themed prize and tickets to tickets to RuneFest 2017 and a lifetime membership subscription. So there are multiple prizes. I thought it was the lifetime membership subscription, but I thought there was also something else. So yes, it was the RuneFest. So there you go. So there are many good prizes being given away here, and anyone who enters these into the sundial basically is going to have a chance to get access to them. So why not? Right?
I'd rather win the lifetime membership because I can't afford to fly over to England anyway. So
yeah, if that's not an all expenses paid trip, yeah, that would.
I believe it is all expenses paid.
I believe so. If it's not, that would be.
They wouldn't fly from Australia, I don't think.
I think they would. They
would. It's open for all, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they They've eaten larger costs than an Australian plane ticket for players.
Transformers Universe.
Wow, that's a really nasty cough there you got, Perman.
Yeah. Nasty to the tune of like millions of pounds, I bet. Anyway.
Tens of millions, I would say.
So, we learned something in the past couple of days here. Something very, very integral to the operation of everyone's life in RuneScape. And that is, of course, what the Hazelmere's Signet Ring's special ability finally is. So, is everyone aware? Is this anyone's first introduction to what the Hazelmere's Ring actually does in-game?
It is mine. Because I was waiting because they said they were going to tweet it. They were going to have an in-game message when it happened, and I hadn't seen anything. So I actually thought people were still lying when they said it's been dropped.
Yeah, I really
thought I thought it was BS myself, but
now,
it's
not.
Yeah, they actually did that. They were going to have a tweet. Yeah, they're going to send out a tweet on the official RuneScape tweet that there was going to be a worldwide announcements and such on it,
and there was
nothing.
But that person had privacy mode on, so it never got broadcast. The system wanted to broadcast it, but it was denied due to the person's privacy settings. They didn't even know they had the Hazelmere Signet Ring for 2 weeks. Pern, took them 2 weeks. The ring was in the game for 2 weeks before it was announced. The person banked it. They didn't know what it was. So that was the anticlimax that was the Hazelmere Signet Ring.
That's a classic.
After the first person received the ring, they adjusted the drop rates, and since then, I believe 2 or 3 other rings have entered the game. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the Hazelmere Signet Ring now, of course, is in the game, and its special effect, the Hazelmere Signet Ring can double almost any drop. What it doesn't work on is loot that comes from a chest. So it works on any drop from AOD, Virago, Slayer, or God Wars 2, but it doesn't work with Telos, Araxor, or Raids. It's a fairly rare chance, but because it can double pretty much anything, that could be 2 times Bones, 2 times Charms, or 2 times Appraisial Wand. So it might appear more often than its actual proc chance. Panic Cell Party Hats says, the first comment, of course. And,
sorry, so does it act like a...
it has all the effects of Luck of the Dwarves plus that.
It does. Yeah. Okay, good.
It does. So a Hazelmere's Ring actually can get you another Hazelmere's Ring. So it can basically, once you have the Hazelmere's Ring, you always have a chance of getting another one because it hits the same drop table, plus it can double your drop rarely. So that's pretty cool and extremely rare.
Doesn't work for me. I do clue scrolls. Damn it.
Yeah, it will not work for clue scrolls. Yeah.
God damn it.
And immediately our next post to follow up with is somebody who doesn't want to be named, who accidentally sold their Hazelmere's Ring on the Grand Exchange.
Sure, they did.
They did. No, they really did. Mod Timbo chimes in and says, "Can confirm this happened. At least you have the next cash stack now." So this idiot accidentally sold his ring. How do you accidentally sell the ring? I don't know.
He probably just popped it in there and gone, drop, yep. He probably didn't even look at it.
Probably not.
He made $2 bill out of it.
He's just clicking through Slayer stuff.
Yeah, but
next.
They're worth like I think they're worth like 3 party hats. Aren't
the problem, here's the problem: is because of the drop rate adjustment, no one's buying them right now because everyone's trying to figure out how rare they really are. Because they aren't as rare as the first one that was dropped. Clearly, considering one dropped and then like 3 other ones dropped within a couple of days of that past one dropping. So everyone, people are pretty sure the drop rates are closer probably to now like 1 in 10,000 now, whereas they were closer to like 1 in a million previously.
So
it seems.
I still have a chance of getting one for myself anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna have that kind of luck because I don't have that kind of RNG.
Basically, if you are working on Slayer to 120, you probably have maybe like a 10% chance of getting one.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's slaying, I guess, but yeah, that sucks. You just go to like, I finally got this. I can only imagine he's trying to type in like 20 billion in, which you can't do in the Grand Exchange, and it defaulted to max cash stack. You just didn't think of it, and you just, well, oops, see you later. Anyway, we have.
I'd be happy with max cash stack.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be not happy with it, but just knowing that it could have been worth so much more, I would be pretty mad about.
Yeah.
But it might not be worth so much more. Like it could be very it could be way more common now. He actually could have made out like a bandit. We don't know. He doesn't know. But you know,
Mage wants a party hat.
Mage does want a party hat. That's not a lie. Anyway, we're moving into shitpost territory here, so prepare yourselves. First one up here is a friendly reminder not to complain about how difficult recomping is on Monday. Nothing like, I know it's supposed to be difficult, but Jagex went way too far. I'll never be able to get it at this rate. Or, I don't have time to grind 100 times before having a chance to comp. Jagex made this task way too hard and gives those who waste enough time on it a huge advantage. Or, people who are good at solo tombs shouldn't be rewarded with XP that gives huge advantage against groups. Or, whether you have to complete all desert quests to unlock everything, this is such a BS rep system. Some of the tasks are impossible to do reasonably. Comps should be based on skill, not time. None of that, please.
That's Fern, by the way, grumbling, by the way.
I'm biting my tongue against idiocy.
Mod Rally chimes in and says, "You forgot the inevitable, why do we have an amnesty? There shouldn't be an amnesty because I don't need one." And variations thereof.
Good on you, I like that.
So,
I mean, it's just, these people just...
To follow up,
go pick up your phone and play games on there if you want something.
I have a very special post to follow up that post with. To follow up the no complaining post, I have another post here called "Recomping is too difficult with the update coming Monday" by _Makaz, who says, "I know it's supposed to be difficult, but Jagex went way too far. I'll never be able to get it at this rate. I don't have time to grind 100 rep before having a chance to comp. Jagex made this task way too hard and gives those who waste enough time on it a huge advantage. People who are good at solo tubes shouldn't be rewarded with XP that gives a huge advantage against groups. Whether you have to complete all desert quests to unlock everything, this is such a BS rep system. Some of the tasks are impossible to do reasonably. Comp should be based on skill, not time," says Makaz. Oh, were those posts the same and that other post just breaking it down into multiple things this asshole's complaining about? Sorry about that. I guess I didn't notice. Or maybe I did. Oh my god. Like, well, come on. Everything this person is saying is like, you shouldn't have a comp cape in the first place.
Yep.
I don't have a comp cape, so I'm not complaining about it.
There you go.
I'll work my way to it. You know.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah, someday.
Someday. If
Jagex has stopped bringing up stuff every week,
Jagex
making it more and more harder for me.
DX. DX will have a comp cape when Jagex announces no more updates.
I could go out tomorrow. I could go out tomorrow and get my comp cape if I really wanted to, because I only have 5 bosses to kill.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, rage just doesn't interest me at all. And you know, I'm not going to go and spend 100 million for someone to take me. And I know David's going to. I mean, he's offered to take me whenever I'm ready to go. But I mean, yeah, that side of things just. I don't know. It just. People who whinge about those things just really do my head in. It's like, you know, it's not the be all and end all. You really want it, you'll grind for it and get it. They've given you an amnesty of 3 months to do it. So you're going to keep your cape for that amount of time anyway. So stop whinging. Just get out there and do it. It's not hard on those things. You know, my biggest problem is the quest cape that they, was going to be the comp cape for skillers, and all they do is keep locking the new stuff they bring out is all behind these high level bosses.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't see any new gear. That's also the reason, like, I don't need any of that new gear though, because I also don't do combat. So I'm in a weird situation. I'm in like an existential situation where I'm not sure what to do with myself anymore. I came to that realization actually last summer, where I was like, I don't need new combat gear, which is super expensive. I can't afford it because I'm a skiller, but I don't need it because I'm a skiller. But then what do I need because I'm a skiller? I don't need anything. Why do I play this game then, though, if there's nothing to buy? Like, I had this like existential moment. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably never have the best gear because of it's locked behind a lot of stuff too. And that doesn't necessarily bother me though.
No, but then that's it. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't bother you. You should be having fun.
Exactly. That's the whole idea. I mean, the whole idea of the game is for fun. Those little rewards and things give you something, a goal, or give you an aim and, a challenge of yourself. But, that's what it's for. It's for that challenge. It's for that fun. Get out there, enjoy it, and stop whinging about losing your comp cape. Especially this time when you've got 3 months to bloody get it back.
I know.
Exactly.
There's not enough time. Oh, God. You probably shouldn't have a comp cape if you can't comp one update in 3 months. Anyway.
You have 12 weeks or 3 months, whichever's quicker.
Moving along. We have we have 2 posts to go here. We have one called "We Are Being Lied To" by Snagzier, who says, "How come we can cut through diamonds with a regular old chisel? But even then, disregarding this fact, how come we can cut them into perfectly identically cut diamonds every time? Is this chisel magical? Is it an elder chisel? If so...
It's a magic.
If so, why does every person have one? What makes this chisel so special that it can cut through diamonds whilst also being plentiful in numbers? But the good people have read it. But what if the diamonds are fake? What if we're being dropped and mining fake diamonds? But then this raises more questions, such as how did the diamonds get into the rocks? Do all the monsters run some kind of diamond black market? Who is to blame for this? We need answers, and we need them now. We cannot keep playing like this.
I can answer it right there. It is on the world of Gillenor. Their diamonds and our diamonds are totally different. Theirs are soft and very easily to sort of chisel into a perfect shape. Whereas here on Earth, we do have rock hard diamonds.
You do.
There you go.
I've got an idea for all this. Maybe they should introduce spelunking so we can actually get some more gems ourselves.
Spelunking sounds like, again, sounds kind of like mine shafts. Like, spelunking would be an awesome idea to add to the new mining and smithing system. Like, I used
to think spelunking was a mixture between spelling and flunking.
It's like, I got a test today. I got a spelling test today. I'm just going to spelunk it. We'll see what happens.
Actually, speaking of skills, I think our next elite skill should be cultivation, where it's a mixture of farming and construction.
I love it.
Where and herb law. You have to build your own farm, build your own greenhouse.
Are you just trying to flirt with me?
No, it's just been so much. I don't know. Just this year has really felt like, other than sort of the Guthix Memorial at the start, just a lot of the updates just have seemed very much sort of combat focused.
Yeah,
more so than usual. Yeah,
and I've been mostly quiet about it. Like, not completely, but PVMers got to get their fill too. I'm just hoping that the second half of the year has some good stuff in it for skillers. Otherwise, World of Warcraft, here I come. And there's some really extreme irony in that, considering that's like 99% PVM, but it's good PVM. Sorry. I don't know. But I really hope that we're going to see some awesome stuff this summer for skillers too. But so, Menophos, right? This city is meant to bring draw to the mid-level community, right? Like that's kind of the goal here. Well, this post here, I thought maybe resonated a little bit with our current situation of being teetering on the edge of releasing a huge amount of content to our mid community here. This post is called "Why We Have a Low Amount of New Players. Just a Thought" by Tom Sawyers, who says, "Tutorial is fine. I don't mind Ashdale so much. Graphics not being consistent everywhere is not a big of a problem either. A game looks good and is interesting. The game is filled with interesting content. I love RuneScape. I wouldn't recommend it to my friends, though." Okay. Thinking about it, the problem is the amount of time a new player has to spend in-game before actually getting somewhere. Most of the immersive, intense content in 2017 is achievable once your character gets pretty strong, such as Master Quests, high-end bosses, Prifdiness, etc., and getting there is a very long journey. Plus, it's rare for a new player to hang out with a bunch of other new players to level up like us veterans did years ago. Remember the Flaxfield and Seers, Lobsters at Carantra and Catherby? There was so many people to hang out with back then that I was motivated to log in and do the grind, probably with some of your in-real-life friends as well. Low-level areas are completely empty, and I would get bored quickly if I didn't see anyone training around me and see how much experience is needed before getting somewhere. RuneScape is a huge commitment if you want to get far. Just a thought. So, I understand where they're coming from, I guess is the best way to approach this, because when you're going to a lot of old nostalgic places that you remember when you were growing up in RuneScape, if you will, level-wise, maybe even literally, but when you're there, those are not the same places you're going to see people training in today. Like, the cow fields, they're empty. Because there's a million better places for low-level players to train these days.
The chicken field over in Lumbridge, that's always constantly used.
Now, some places are going to be timeless, but there are a lot of places that are just not used anymore. Like Karamja, those docks on Karamja, they're dead. Catherby also mostly dead. There are better fishing training methods.
Fithings, okay.
than there were before. Catherby's still great, and you'll still see people in Catherby, but not as much as you probably would see of them back then. What I'm trying to say here is I don't necessarily know if this person's words are just because they're going back to like nostalgic places of old for them and finding players are not using those areas anymore, or if they're truly concerned about the current areas that exist. For instance, like we have Menophos coming out on Monday, which is going to be, I would assume, very helpful for anyone whose levels are between, 50 and 70, I would guess. So, I don't know. Just some thoughts. Just a thought for thoughts, I guess. I think,
Where do low levels train their skills these days? Like
that's the thing.
Pretty much. They pretty much start off in Berthorpe now. Yeah,
the Berthorpe area has tons of training for new players, and also
yes, you're right. Yeah.
You also have to take into consideration the grind that existed when I was, starting my character, and maybe when this person was starting their character, doesn't exist. People don't hang around those areas as long as they used to because the grind doesn't take as long as it used to. I don't need to spend a month grinding cows to get my combat level up anymore. Like, you can do that generally in a couple of days. So you see people vacate those starting areas a lot faster than you used to. What we should be looking are, if mid-level Slayer dungeons and areas like Menophos, giving people some time to get there, if those areas are becoming deserted, then I think maybe you have something to look at there. But just knowing statistically from looking at the high scores that this person's overall just thought is incorrect, pretty much just ends his idea, is the fact that the majority of accounts are mid-level players is just a fact. But I don't know. That's all I really had to say on that. He had a thought. I thought it was worth addressing. And it's a slow news week. Slow news month as we're waiting for the release of the Golden City.
While we're talking, it's a good segue into the Golden City. Mod Bond has just posted the Menophos medley on the RuneScape SoundCloud page.
Nice. That would have been awesome for the intro to the show today.
I have
posted the link in the live
nice.
In the live section of Discord. So there it is.
I'm gonna need that for Monday.
There you go.
Wish I had it for today, but it'll work for Monday. So thank you.
No, it only went live within the last 5 minutes. So
I know. I wish I had it. I wish it existed previously to now. I was looking for it before the show started. I went to their SoundCloud. I was like, please, something from Menophos.
It was Mod Lord who posted it. So thank you very much, Mod Lord.
Oh, it's a nice 15-minute little medley here. So cool. If I
15 minutes, Jesus.
Yeah, if I do decide to go live on Sunday to do that quest, maybe we can listen to it as the intro then. But yeah, we'll play it for sure on Monday when we do the big introduction to Menophos. But that is pretty much all I have on the docket for today's show. Of course, we have a lot coming up next week to be excited for, and I'm going to be resuming the RuneScape history audiobook that I've been working on. Today, when I get home, I got to go do some errands, and then I'm going to come back. And once I get back home, that's going to be this afternoon. just a few of them, just a few people I know named Aaron. So yeah, I gotta go. Gotta go do some errands, and then I'll be home, and I'm going to record, hopefully, another hour of that. So if you're around and you want to listen to that, I'll be in the live chat on Discord. So if you're a Patreon pledger, you can listen to it live, but it's for patrons anyway, so it'll be on Patreon after the fact. Anyway, so get ready for another batch of those going out, hopefully, over the course of this weekend and next week. That is going to be fun to read that book, so I'm looking forward to getting back into that. So again, if you want to check it out, it's on Patreon for the $3 pledge, and we upload it in little 20-minute segments. I think there's about an hour up there already, so if you're interested, you can go check it out at patreon.com/RuneScape. But that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Anything anyone else wants to bring up before I end the show?
Death Star here is in live has announced the Clan Slayer comp if you could.
Oh, yeah, I can announce this, the clan competition for sure. Let me pop over to the clan page. Again, if you want to join the clan, it's Kill, Skill, and Chill, or clan.runeweek.com. We have an ongoing Slayer competition. The overall prize pot is $50 million. 25 for first place, 15 for second, 10 for third. Currently, this is why he wants me to announce it. First place currently goes to Death Star, $4.7 million. Second place goes to Killer Bunny with $3.2 million. And third place going to Scooby-Doo with $3.1 million. So there you go. Very nice, Death Star. Moving on up in the rankings there. The true rankings. There were some omissions to these rankings here. People who are not eligible. True first place goes to Fatty420. True third place goes to Pernasius. Everything else was legit there. But
what was that for?
That was for in the Slayer competition. You're technically number three, but you're not eligible.
Third.
Number third. Yeah.
Didn't even know you were doing a Slayer comp.
Yeah, for the clan.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna bust my ass to take number one spot and say up your nose, all of yous.
The sponsor of the competition, Fatty420, actually has true number one with $7 million. You're in third.
Okay, I'm gonna beat you, Fatty.
Good luck.
I was gonna start competing now.
I hope no one isolates that audio, by the way.
Beat us, Fatty.
What's that?
Yeah, beat his Fatty.
I'm gonna beat you, Fatty. All right. On that note, I think we're good.
On that note,
in the meantime, you can find us on plenty of places. We got social media. We got a Facebook page for you. We got facebook.com/RSWeekly. We got a Twitter page at RSWeekly. Discord channel for you is discord.runeweek.com. Join the fun around the clock, even when we're not streaming. Also, if you could, please take the time to rate us and review us on iTunes or whatever podcast aggregator you use to obtain the show. If you're watching this via YouTube or Twitch, make sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. Don't forget to leave a comment on our Twitch videos. We love having ongoing discussions in the comment section, so feel free to initiate. And, of course, if you want to join us in-game, we got an ongoing clan competition and clan for you. Clan.runeweek.com or Kill, Skill, and Chill. Feel free to join us or just guest. You can hang out there if you'd like as well. You want to help us out, you can do that as well. Patreon.com/RuneScape. That is our Patreon page where you can go to support the show on a regular basis. Again, right now we are currently producing the RuneScape History audiobook, written by July, recorded by me. And of course, if you want to also help us out, you can go to our tip line. We have a tip line, tip.runeweek.com. You can tip us there. Support the show. Currently supporting PVM Perspective Podcast. We are over halfway to fully funding that show. So again, tip.runeweek.com if you want to use that. Or if tip's not working for you, you can also use PayPal. PayPal.me/RSW is our straight up PayPal link as well. And if you want, you can go to our shop, shop.runeweek.com. You can buy past seasons of Runescape Weekly, Elite. You can get us to commission videos and all that fun stuff. If you are one of the lucky people to have Magebucks work in the shop as well. And if you want to help us out with upgrades, we've refreshed the upgrades list pretty frequently. You can check that out at upgrades.runeweek.com if you want to help us improve the studio. And finally, a big special thanks to our top Patreon supporters. First up, Rune Group, runegroup.uk. Thank you so much. If you're watching this via Facebook, then that is thanks to runegroup.uk. They are a Facebook group and a Discord channel. Over 25,000 active members on their Facebook group. Awesome collection of RuneScape Check it out, runegroup.uk. As well as Keski, Swagatorix, Alex W, Danny H, Kevin H, Ole Gunner, Hamster King, Sudwood, Godly Fury, and Tyler. Thank you so much for your ongoing patronage. It means the world to me to be able to produce the show on a regular basis. We wouldn't be able to do that without Patreon, especially our top patrons, but of course all of our patrons. Thank you so much. Whether you're pledging $1 or $1 million, it all adds up, and it's all super helpful. Thank you so much for helping us being able to continuously produce the show. So that goes, of course, for our live audience as well. Thank you for coming out live, and thank you for everyone for listening. We'll be back with more content coming next week. Super excited for Menophos. Get ready. And, of course, maybe I'll be able to summon the power to do the Do No Evil stream this Sunday. We'll see. I'm going to try. And if you're a patron, look out for more RS History audiobook coming your way shortly. So that's going to do it for this episode of RuneScape Weekly. Until next time, and as always, happy scaping.